Today we're going to find out how good of a gaming PC we can build with $90. We're going to find out what type of games we can run on it and push it to its max. We were able to pick up this awesome HP ProDesk 600 for only 55 bucks. Now this computer came with the 6th gen Intel i5, which came with 4 cores, 4 threads, a base frequency of 3.2 gigahertz, and a turbo up to 3.6. Now this HP Pro desk here was super easy to get into and work with. There's plenty of room for a graphics card. We may even be able to fit an RTX 3050 here. We'll see about doing that later, but for now you can see it has 2 4GB sticks. And like I mentioned, this might be a good pairing, but let me know down below if you want to see me slap a RTX 3050 in this. Now to pair with this PC, we have the beautiful Radeon Pro WX3100, which is a low-profile workstation graphics card from around 2017, and it has about 4 gigs of GDDR5 memory. This GPU is absolutely easy to install. As you can see, just click right into place. Had a little bit of trouble closing it up there at the end, but we got it to work in the end. And this GPU I picked up on eBay for only 35 bucks. We slapped Windows 11 on and we were able to install the drivers super easy. Starting things off, we have our graders here, 1080p low settings across the board. And as you can see, we're not even touching 30 FPS, unfortunately. Now I do wish I would have tested this game at 720p. Let me know if you want to see that. But we do use 720p on a few other games. And here I went ahead and changed the resolution scaling method to TAAU just to see how that would help. And we ended up getting about 30 FPS at this point, but still not playable for me. Next up we have GTA 5 Enhanced Edition. And this again, we have the low normal settings across the board. And this one's still at 1080p. And we're seeing about 50 FPS. Sometimes peaking up to 60, but I feel like 50 is more than playable. And if I were to do this, I would probably drop the settings down to 720p. And for this game, we're definitely not utilizing the CPU to its full potential. So I wonder if a higher end card would definitely help more. We have more juice in the CPU, and the GPU is at 100% for the entirety of the game. Next we have Counter-Strike 2 with all low settings across the board, but we do have dynamic shadows on. The resolution we're running is 1280 by 960 with 4:3 stretched, just for more of a competitive experience that Counter-Strike players would use. And we're honestly seeing some pretty good numbers here. We do sometimes get a drop down to 60, all the way up to 120. Now for me, this wouldn't be playable in a competitive style, but for if you're just trying to get by, play a little bit of casual games, I think this would do for the time being while you save up to get a better graphics card, even throw in an i7 or something like that. Here we have Teardown at 720p, low and medium settings, everything else disabled. So let's see how that performs. From what we can see, we're low CPU utilization, but once there's a bunch of physics that start happening, for some reason the GPU utilization starts to tank in comparison to the CPU, which I thought was super interesting with this game specifically. We're seeing about 5% GPU utilization, 86% CPU, so I wonder how this game would do with an i7 and a similar card. Next up we have the beautiful RDR2 with 720p all low settings across the board, and we're looking at a solid 50 FPS. Once we start to get into a little bit more chaos, sometimes it can drop down to the 40s, even 30s, but for the most part it's insane to see a $90 gaming PC playing Red Dead Redemption 2. While this is one of the most optimized games out there, it's still crazy to imagine that here you are playing one of the best AAA games ever made in a $90 gaming PC. Here we have one of my favorite games to test, Mountain Blade Bannerlord, and this game we're running at 720p, all low settings across the board. So let's go ahead and see how that plays. This is in a 100 versus 100 village battle. The snow looked a little bit weird here, but we're hovering around 70 FPS, which is just insane to see from how many physics are going on and things like that on the screen, and we're getting a solid 80 FPS, especially as more people start to die. We'll just get more and more performance. So I even wonder if we could put this at 1080p, get to maybe 50, 60 FPS. But yeah, this game runs amazing. In conclusion, I think this is a pretty great PC for 90 bucks. As long as you keep your expectations in check and aren't expecting to play the latest and greatest AAA games, I think you'll be very pleased with this PC. But let me know down below if you want to see me upgrade this even further with an i7, more RAM, RTX 3050, or maybe even a 5060. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one.